Hi, I thought it was time to have a little chat about the menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, and menopause, and the plant-based diet. So let me start by saying that I have eaten a fully plant-based diet since I was 20. That's just about 30 years now because I am rapidly approaching 50 years old. And I've been sort of diving into the menopause for a while now. My menstrual cycle has been bang on 28 days cycle for a long time, and it started to shift, and I think maybe I'm getting a bit more brain fog, and maybe I'm a little bit more moody, maybe I cry a little bit more, but it's possible I've always been like that. I'm not quite sure, but I'm definitely of age. And I just wanted to look at the plant-based diet because I think we all know that if we eat more plants, if we have a lot of plants in our diet, it's going to be beneficial for our health no matter what stage of life we're at. And because plants are jam-packed full of so many nutrients, antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, just super supportive to health in general. But if our hormones are a bit all over the place, then it's going to be especially important to be mindful of every single morsel that is going into our mouth. So first of all, if we're drinking alcohol, we might want to think about minimizing that. That's not going to be that beneficial for our health. Refined sugars, there's so many wonderful alternatives for sweetness that we can have. And also we might want to think about eliminating any junk food, less than optimal food. And many people find that just cutting down or even eliminating gluten or wheat from the diet helps a lot. That's going to help some people. It helps me a lot, so I can vouch for that. So let's have a little think about plant-based protein. Plant-based protein is really important to have it. I think it's important not to obsess over it, because if you have a well-rounded plant-based diet, you are gonna be getting enough plant-based protein. So protein is really important for us to regulate our hormone system. It's also important to help us reinforce bone structure, which is very important as we age, because we start to lose density within our bones, and also muscle mass. It's very important to help us maintain healthy muscle mass. So when I think about plant-based protein, I'm thinking about combining healthy plant-based protein with exercise and some weight-bearing stuff that helps us gently build muscle, maintain muscle mass, and also healthy bone structure. Because as we age, we can lose mobility if we don't keep it up, as well as kind of losing bone density and muscle mass. That's not good for us, and especially as we enter this kind of menopause age, we really take a pounding with that. So getting enough plant-based protein and also combining that with enough amount of just fitness. It can be gentle fitness, but it has to be something, because if we do nothing, we're just going to sort of waste away, and then we become very vulnerable to fractures and injury as we get older. Foods that contain higher amounts of protein from plants include lentils, tofu, beans, peas, oats, nuts, seeds, and things like quinoa. And I can point you out to some really good recipes. Another important nutrient is omega-3, which is an essential fatty acid found in things like walnuts, flaxseed, hemp seeds, and other plant foods. And omega-3 is said to be really good for brain health, mood stabilization, and heart health. And all of these things are important for hormone regulation. So I think it's really important to make sure that you get a good healthy amount of omega-3 in your diet, especially around menopause. Plant-based foods also contain really excellent levels of fiber. Fiber is important because it helps us feeling full, and a lot of women feel like they put a lot of weight on around this kind of menopause age. So fiber, it helps keep our colon clean, it helps regulate our blood sugar levels, it helps keep our microbiome in check, which is really important for optimal health. And all these things help to keep our weight in check. And one of my favorite nutrients to include in the diet, especially around menopause, is tryptophan. Now, tryptophan is an essential amino acid that is important for making hormones, there you go, and brain chemicals. Tryptophan is important for mood stabilization, sleep, and appetite regulation. All of these things can be all over the place around menopause. A lot of women I speak to around my age say, I just wake up at 3 a.m. and I can't sleep, and all sorts of sleep issues, issues with mood stabilization all over the place. And so that's serotonin. Also, tryptophan is responsible for producing melatonin. Melatonin is what is responsible for regulating the sleep cycle. So that becomes especially important during the menopause. I think it's important anytime and any stage of our life, but it can help significantly if you have good levels of these nutrients in your diet, because it's the nutrients that create the chemicals, help to create the balance, help to give us what we need so that we can stay in our center. And God knows, when we're approaching menopause or during menopause, we really want every little bit of help we can get. Phytoestrogens, which basically means plant-based estrogen, are thought to be very helpful around the menopause. So you get two different types of phytoestrogens. You get isoflavones, which is found in things like soy. So if you're going to have soy, I'd highly recommend like fermented soy, like tofu, and always get organic when it comes to soy, because there's a lot of GMO soy out there. So always get organic. And I do think it is really beneficial for your health. Well, there's lots of people say it is, lots of people say it isn't. Just go with what you feel. But if you look at Japan, where they eat a high level of good quality fermented soy products, especially in the form of tofu, they also have things like tempeh, they have significantly less symptoms of the menopause. So there might be something in that. The other form of phytoestrogen is called lignans. I think I'm saying that right. So that is found especially in flaxseed, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. I think flaxseed comes really top on that list. So that's a really good thing to include in your diet. So as our estrogen levels naturally start to drop, including phytoestrogen foods in our diet can help that just stabilize in a little bit of a more pleasant way. I just think if you get a lot of different plants in your diet, and you have a nice balance of different things, that you're just going to be hitting the mark and getting what you need in one way or another. But if you just focus in on the things that really help and make sure you're getting them, then it's just going to take things up to another level. I've written an article and I've put the things in the article, and I've put like a load of recipe suggestions, because I'm also a recipe developer. I'm a vegan chef. I've put it in the article, so do go and check that out, because I think it'll really, really help. I've left that in the comment, I've left it somewhere or other, or just send me a message if you want that. I just want to mention one other thing that I have found especially beneficial for hormone regulation, on and off throughout my whole adult life is maca. Maca is a root vegetable that's grown in places like Peru at very high elevations. It undergoes a lot of stress when it's growing, and it kind of passes on those wonderful qualities of survival. It's an adaptogen, so it helps us adapt to stressful situations. Maca also, it helps to regulate the hormone system. So wherever your imbalances are, it seems to go like a little heat-seeking thing and find wherever your imbalances are and bring it back to the middle. And I've had some really, really good experiences with maca when I've been under extreme amounts of stress in my life, which has wreaked havoc with my hormone system, because that's what stress does. So maca is really beneficial, so check that out. I've written about that as well in great detail because I'm super passionate about maca. I won't keep banging on about it here though, because this is just a little bit of a dive in, a little bit of an overview. The other things that are really important for our health during menopause, apart from what we eat, is to make sure that we look after ourselves, take care of ourselves, take time out, take space, do things that nurture us. So if you enjoy walking, spending time in nature, having a nice bath, having some peace and quiet, eliminating the stressful things within your life as much as you can. If you like to meditate, do a bit of that, do a bit of yoga, spend time with loved ones and friends, light a candle, make delicious food, nurture yourself with whole, wholesome, plant-based food. And I think that'll help you out a lot. So let's talk about this some more. Ask any question in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're getting on, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.